Welcome to the Zen Zone. Zen Lee here. I have an exciting show for you today. We're going to go over some of your comments and my thoughts on moving back to the USA. I'm also working on a very exciting project that I think the whole community is going to like, an application of sorts. I am on the Falcon today. The Falcon is a super small 14-inch wheel, the most powerful 14-inch wheel. I've got these pads from One Ride on it. It has the nice Bigode pedals. It has spring suspension. We're going to talk some more about the suspension. Let's get on the wheel. We are on the Falcon. And there's a lot of glass, actually, and little rocks. See all the little glass? You gotta be careful, but with this big sort of tire, this terrain isn't too much of a challenge. Now, some people may, if this is like your kind of day-to-day terrain, it's kind of like off-roading, or you have more treacherous, a lot more glass or type of anything that could puncture your tire, you may want the off-road tire. But I would suggest right off the bat, I love this tire. This is, even if I was off-roading, I would keep this tire. I love this tire, and this is more of a commuting type of wheel. It is the most powerful 14-inch wheel. 14-inch wheels are made mostly for commuting and for ease of carry, like carrying up your stairs. For example, my Lynx, I cannot really carry my Lynx with one hand. This I can lift up with one arm. Shall we demonstrate? Look at that. Easily able, well, I wouldn't say easily, but I can lift it up. We've arrived at the entrance to the bike lane, or where I entered the bike lane anyways. You can see you could rent a bike here in Valencia. It's not something I've done. I have not rented a bike because I have something that's more portable, more easily accessible, and actually way more powerful than those electric bikes, all in a super small package. All right. Gotta look for the green bicycle lights here. Continue across. There's a lot of trees that you have to duck under, so you gotta practice your ducking skills. Squats are really important for gaining EUC leg strength, especially in races. So the hate comment I got, I consider it a hate comment, but maybe it's coming from a place of love, is basically saying that I'm a liar and I'm just trying to sell you this wheel because I did not know. I had to stop for some old peoples to cross the crosswalk there. Being a gentleman rider is important, creating a good image. So the power of this Falcon is perfect for getting around. Oh yeah, that hate comment basically said that I'm a liar. I'm just trying to sell you guys a wheel because I didn't know, after having had this wheel for a few months, I didn't know that it didn't have a rear suspension. Now, when I say I had it for a few months, it was Psycho that had it for a few months, and we were living together, and he would let me use the Falcon whenever I want. And I would use it quite a bit to run errands mostly. In fact, that's all I ever used it for, was to run errands. It's the perfect errand wheel. This little guy, man, easy to carry up and down the stairs if I just want to go somewhere quickly. I didn't know that it wasn't rear suspension. I assumed that, like most Bigode wheels, if not all Bigode wheels, that it had the rear suspension. I never actually looked when I was borrowing it from Psycho running errands. Now that I borrowed it from One Ride did not pay me, guys. One Ride does not pay me to make videos. I get paid from YouTube monetization, and if you guys are kind enough to use my discount code ZenZone to get yourself 5% off an electric unicycle, any tire at oneride.eu, 5% off anything that's not on sale, guys. And then I have a list of other places in my description where you can use my discount code to get yourself 5% off. So my discount codes, yes, I get a little bit kickback from some of them, not all of them. I get a little kickback, and that helps me out. But is that my main motivation for making these videos? It is not. I do like making money, guys. We live in a world where money makes life a lot easier and more comfortable, so I don't mind getting some more of it. We're at this little park here. I don't know if I can come in here. We'll go ahead and come in. I'm gonna show you guys some of the nature parks. This is one thing I love about Spain and why I don't want to leave. We'll probably cover this in another video, but look at all these like green spaces with benches everywhere, bench, and these are everywhere you go in Spain. The small cities, the big cities, they all have a lot of green spaces where you can come and chill out, meditate. I love that about Spain. That's something in the US, man. They don't have a lot of green space. The cities aren't really set up for walking or bike riding too much. They're getting better in some ways, but mostly the USA is a place where you need a car. That is not true as much in Spain. So yes, guys, if you could take a moment to leave me a thumbs up. We got past 100 thumbs up in the last video, guys. Thank you so much. The algorithm hasn't been too nice to me lately because I haven't made videos. I haven't been consistent with my videos. You got to make the algorithm happy. If you guys could help me keep the algorithm happy, my goal is to bring EUCs to more people. And we're going to be talking about safety in this video and try to talk about safety in almost all my upcoming videos. And I love how like this turns so like precise on the bigger tire. I understand why the 90/90 tires are so popular. I really love it. Look at all the doggos playing in the park. Woo! Having fun. So Steve asked me if this compares to the Tesla T2. He's thinking about upgrading. In my opinion, it's not a necessary upgrade. It depends totally on your use case. If you want a tiny bit more comfort because of the spring suspension, then yeah, maybe you want this wheel. Maybe you could sell your Tesla for a good price and get this wheel. If you want that bigger, fatter tire, if you like something about this wheel, then it is an upgrade. It is about, although at 31 miles per hour, I think that's the speed a Tesla V2 can go, correct? Which is like 50 kilometers-ish. So I'm not sure if it's a good upgrade for you. You're not really getting more speed. You're not really getting more range. You're just getting a suspension and a bigger tire. And I love the way this wheel looks for the size of it, the 14-inch. Now, a Tesla is a 16-inch wheel. That's like a lot more narrow. It's like 2.5-inch. Which is like this much. So your Tesla tire is like this big. You can see how big this freaking meaty tire is. This is one of the beefiest 14-inch wheels you can buy, man. It's like some chapel music going on in the background. Sounds really cool, like some chanting. I do not know where that's coming from. I need to watch my bag and laptop that are sitting there because there's like $3,000 worth of stuff. Oh, there's a bathroom here. I didn't notice that. It's funny how the negative comments can stick with you more than the positive comments, especially when they're like just so, they feel like totally untrue, right? And it's from someone that has never supported your channel or anything like that before. So it just kind of comes from left field. Someone calling you a liar that you've never met, don't know, and they're just making assumptions. Now, again, ooh, look at the view. Cool little park. So this suspension has 60 millimeters of travel. It's a spring suspension. We've already addressed the hater comments about how I didn't know that it was rear suspension. I'm a liar. I'm just trying to steal your guys' money. Blah, 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 blah. Use discount code ZENZONE to get yourself 5% off. All right, this wheel is pretty sweet, man. Do I want to sell you guys this wheel? If you want it, if it's for you, if it fits your use case. And your use case probably should be something to do with commuting. Like if you need a small portable wheel that is good for commuting, this could be the one for you. I'm trying not to get my shadow in it so we can get a thumbnail. It's got the kickstand, rear fender, blue lights in the back that are partially obstructed from the stand. The headlights are, are they adjustable? I don't think the headlights are adjustable. Today, we're gonna try to put some more kilometers on this wheel to really test the range out a bit. And then we're gonna return it to one ride because to be honest, as much as I love this wheel, as much as I like it for commuting, I prefer my Lynx. So for making these type of vlogs, I would rather have my Lynx. This has plenty of speed, plenty of portability for getting around on these bike lanes. But if I'm gonna go on an adventure on the weekend or hang out with some friends, I want the Lynx for the more range, the more speed and all that. When I'm just commuting by myself, this is an amazing wheel, but it doesn't offer, anything that my Lynx does. And I could do the same thing with my Lynx where I commute around and also have, the other options of going on adventures and whatnot. Let's go down this bike path. I love how like bike paths just run all like spider webs all over the city. Lots of police even here somewhere. I'll give you guys a view. Now everyone's at work or at school mostly. This is the time I like to go out, like early or late morning. It's not too busy, very peaceful here in Spain. Something I'm definitely gonna miss about Spain is how peaceful it is. It's more tranquilito, less fast paced than the US. People are just here to enjoy, they're out sitting on these terraces, drinking wine in the morning, having a beer. It's a really chill place and I love that vibe. Something just came to me. I wanted to talk about this wheel's competitors, like in this price range. I'm not sure how much it is in Europe actually, but in US at eWheels, it's $1,700. I think it's close to that in EU. So it has some competitors that are close in price. For example, the 16S. Now, the 16S you could almost lift up with one hand. It depends how strong you are. I don't remember if I could or not. I think I could, but it's still like kind of awkward to carry up the stairs. It is a heavier wheel than the Falcon, and it's a 16-inch wheel. There aren't really any competitors that are 14-inch wheels, except for, you know, Bagode's own wheels that are like the MCM5 that I used to have, but I don't think they even make that anymore. This is way better than MCM5. It's better than the Tesla, but it's not a 16-inch wheel. And the Tesla, man, I really loved my Tesla. It's a good wheel. Not necessary to upgrade, Steve, unless you are in love with this wheel. See, guys, I'm not trying to push wheels onto anybody. It's more of a calling. Wheels, if a wheel calls to you, that's the one you buy. And you should never rush. You should not just watch my videos, watch all the YouTubers' videos, piece together, like Bruce Lee, all the things you like and don't like, and then make an informed decision. And if you use my discount code, it's a bonus. If you use anybody's discount code, it's a bonus for them and it's a bonus for you. I don't know why this is some, like, the hate comments have to like be so, I don't understand it. Maybe just to get a reaction is the bottom line, or maybe there's some jealousy or something like that. It's hard to say. And that's what's hard, you know, and you just gotta stay in the Zen zone. So the safety part of this video, we're gonna get into the safety part of this video. The safety part of this video I wanted to talk about is the Zen zone, right? The Zen zone is when your focus, and this was inspired by a comment, the reason I'm talking about it now, a comment that says your attention needs to be, you know, you need to be very attentive while you're riding. I call that the Zen zone, when your full attention is in riding and nothing else matters. Right now, I'm not in the Zen zone because some of my attention's with you guys in the camera. A lot of my attention is with you in the camera. I don't know how many YouTubers you guys have seen crash where they have like the big selfie stick and they go out and they're going fast and then they get the wobbles, and because they're not used to holding the selfie stick, you can tell they're a new rider, they end up having a crash. I've seen that many times. I know a guy that was doing a Facebook live stream and he broke out all his teeth. So yeah, guys, if you're going to be making content, this takes up bandwidth right now. Your mind only has so much bandwidth. I have a lot of experience riding electric unicycles. Many, I think almost 30,000 miles or so now. A lot of experience, and a lot of experience with the content creation. And I still can make mistakes, like going down the stairs. I was recording a friend going down the stairs and I was holding my camera like this and we were going down the stairs, you know, do. And just not having my hands to balance as I was going down the stairs caused me to go off skew, and it was almost a problem, you know? Oh, we got an obstacle. Incoming obstacle. Ooh, let's just go around right here into the park. And then, all right, we're into the park. We avoided the obstacle. The more experience you gain, the more bandwidth you have to use for other things like recording, all right? So when you're a new rider, all your bandwidth needs to be with the wheel, in your ears, in your eyes. You need to be focused on everything. The feel of the wind, the feel of the wheel, the sounds of the wheel, the sounds of traffic, the sounds. Don't be riding in traffic when you're a new rider, please. You really should not ride around traffic until you are extremely proficient. And it's hard for me to define what is really proficient without knowing your circumstances, your abilities, your athleticism. All this plays into how well you're gonna do as a rider. Things like riding in a new environment take up more bandwidth because it's not a familiar environment to me. There may be some obstacles I'm not prepared for, so I need my bandwidth in my eyes and ears, listening for every change, subtle change in my environment. Again, we're here in another beautiful park with lots of green space and lots of benches and fountains. If you need water, man, Spain is amazing. I'm really gonna miss Spain. So my reasons for moving back to the USA. These flowers smell amazing. My reason for moving back to the US, 2 reasons. Number 1, the race. I would like to compete in the race. That's for money. It's the biggest prize pool I've seen for EUC racing. I remember the first time I ever got paid in the EUC race was at Apple Valley 2, I think. Chooch got first place. I got second place on the EX. He was first place on the EXN. And I forgot, I think it was Sheridan that was in 3rd place. But we each got paid some cash right there on the spot. And then the funny story was, I actually ended up getting paid more than Chooch in second place than he did in first place, because there was this guy, he's kind of a weird guy, kind of looked like a junkie to me, to be honest, and he was responsible for handing out the money, and he handed out the money in an envelope, and he checked with me. He's like, did you get all the money? And I looked at my envelope, it was 200 euro, you know, for the second place. I think it was 300 euro for first, and like 100 for third place, something like this. And I had all my money there, yep. And he did not check with Chooch to see if Chooch had gotten all his money. And that, after the race was over, me and Chooch were hanging out. I think we were the last two at the circuit, just, you know, hanging out, having a joint, and sharing some stories. And that guy was there, let's call him the junkie, all right? It's not a nice thing to say, but to me, kind of reminded me of one in that moment. And Chooch and I approached him just to like say thank you, you know, for helping out, for doing what he did. But when we started approaching him, he got like super, like, his face just got contorted, and he like was super angry. We're like, whoa, that's like a huge shift. I didn't know at the time it's because he thought we were approaching him because Chooch didn't get asked if he had all his money. He didn't check his envelope. What Chooch didn't know at the time was that he was missing about 200 euro from his wallet, or from his $200 from his pamphlet. He did not check till he got home, all the way back to Colorado, and he messaged me, you know, hey, you know, how much money did you get, blah, 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 and it turns out he was missing 200 euro. Now I have no proof other than he didn't have his money, and this guy was acting super suspicious, so maybe he didn't take it, maybe it just got lost somewhere, but I think that dude jacked some of Chooch's prize money. So I am trying to train for the upcoming races, and really I don't have the wheel I'm going to be racing on, so I can't really train the way I'd like. I'm trying to gain some weight is the biggest thing for me, so I can get more torque out of my wheel. The more weight you have, the less you need to lean forward. Here in Spain, they have these calisthenics parks all over the place. So I just bounced from one calisthenic park to the next, and I am trying to, you know, rehab my shoulder mostly. I used to be able to do a lot more pull-ups than I could now. Now I got to work my way back up. So we're going to take a break here. The Falcon has a nice kickstand, perfect height, doesn't hit the stairs. Power buttons are under here, by the way. And it's the one on the right, the wheel's right. You just hold it for a second and set it down. There you go. Your nice little portable Falcon that gets you around. All right, finished my little workout. My shoulder, I don't think will ever be the same. That's one reason I make my video, guys. And that's why I want to emphasize more of safety as I make these vlogs, is I don't want you guys to be in a situation where you have to deal with pain for the rest of your life, or lack of mobility, reduced mobility, anything like that, because you're riding an electric unicycle, right? You know, one of the comments was like, you know, there was a comment that said, you know, we're all gonna die. It's gonna happen every time you go outside your house. Even if you stay in your house, you know, there's a chance of dying. That's true. And there's an increased chance of dying on these, of dying while you're riding on one of these, right? And getting hurt. Getting hurt for sure. Dying, there's an increased chance, but it's not that common, you know. Where the community's been around for how long has the EUC community been around for? 8 to 12 years? I don't even know. We've been around for a while, but the high speed wheels just kind of started coming out maybe 5 years ago, where the wheels are getting to the point where you can kill themselves. And just the past 2 years with the Lynx and the wheels that go over 50 miles an hour, those wheels, you know, the heavier wheels are, I would imagine, you're more likely to get killed on one of those than you are on a small wheel, but it just depends. Because the guy in Russia, I think he was riding on a small wheel and he got hit by a bus. And that may be because he didn't have enough power to get out of harm's way, or, you know, maybe he didn't have enough power to get out of harm's way, and so he got hit by a bus. But yeah, so 6 of you liked that comment where, you know, he was saying I'm a liar and that I'm just trying to make money off you guys. That hurts, guys. That really hurts, because I'm not really trying to make money off you. It's should be a mutually beneficial relationship. I put a lot of work into these videos. I don't think I need to beat that bush any further. So I've done about 10 kilometers of range so far, and I haven't even used one bar. You can see that I'm not going too fast here. I'm going about 20 kilometers an hour. And we're gonna go over this bridge here, which is a pretty sweet bridge. You gotta see this, something you gotta look out for. It's just random people with their puppies congesting the bike lane. We're gonna go up the ramp here, follow the patinette, Let's see if we can keep up. Ooh, she got some skills going around those corners. Ooh, oh. All right, let's see if we catch up. It's a race. The Falcon versus portability. I love how like agile this wheel is, like going around corners, and how precise it is. I'm able to like not be obstructive. On a bigger wheel, you might be obstructive on a small space like this. Kind of like a bike. Like this bike is gonna have to take a wider corner than me. And I don't have to take wide corners. I don't have to take wide corners. I can take the corners on the inside with this wheel. Woo. And we're crossing over the ridge. This is a pretty sweet bridge. Over the railway, over the rail track. Oh, she's gapping us now. Gotta catch back up. If you guys like this style of video, please leave a thumbs up. If we could get more than 100 thumbs up. Well, last time we blew past 100 thumbs up, so that's good. We got way more than 100 thumbs up, so I really appreciate that. I don't know if we can make a goal for 200. That's a little bit too much. Maybe 150. If we can get past 150 this time, that will be amazing. I'll keep making these type of videos if we keep getting some good engagement. Electric unicycles still get a lot of attention from people watching, just watching you. It's pretty cool. Like, they're such a unique way of moving. It really, you know, we've talked about this many times before. It feels like you have a superpower. You're just floating around, and it's based off your micro movements. You don't have to have anything in your hands. It's like the most pure vehicle ever made, the most purest. I'm curious what you guys think of the quality of these videos. I'm just using my old Android, what is it, S21 or S22 Ultra. Seems like it gets the job done. I really almost bought an iPhone, the new iPhone 16, because I have a MacBook, but man, they're just not, it just doesn't have enough new features to really, I don't know, I need the space too, because when I'm making these type of videos, I'm always running out of space on my phone. So I don't know, man. Should I get a new iPhone? Is this quality good enough? I really think this phone's good enough for a while. I want to hold out for like an iPhone 17 or 18 or just another phone. I heard the OnePlus is a really good phone. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I kind of want to move into the iPhone world just because I have a MacBook and it'll be easier to transfer over the phones. And the video quality on the iPhone seems to be way better than Android, in my opinion. Even Psycho, who got the new S23 Ultra, he wants to get an iPhone just because the video quality is better. And he's got almost the newest Galaxy phone. Another park. There's like a park on like every freaking, I don't know, every few stretches. Lots of benches for hanging out, lots of playgrounds for playing. Spain is like the playground capital of the world. I don't know where we cut out. Being a windbender, you need to be able to ride in all kinds of different situations as a racer, because you never know what the situations are gonna be. But yeah, I was thinking about moving to Seattle or Portland, but I worry mostly about the rain. It's one thing it's one thing when you choose not to ride. It's another thing when you cannot ride because the weather doesn't permit, or you have an injury. Not being able to ride because you have injury or because of weather, that's painful, man. So I hope none of you guys get injuries. If you guys ever have any safety tips, I'd like to make like a compilation video one day of safety tips, but we just need to constantly be reminding new riders about safety. All right, so we've done about 16 kilometers and we're at 80%. So let's say every 20%, you're gonna get 15 kilometers going 20 kilometers an hour, you know, which is like maybe like 12, 15 miles per hour or something like this. As long as you're going these speeds, you could probably get 50, 60 or more kilometers of range. So at 60%, I'll be at 30 kilometers. At 40%, you know, 45 and 60. So that's going at these speeds. And that seems like if you're doing more than that, I just don't know what your use case is with this wheel. And maybe you should get a bigger wheel. Like, always consider, one thing I love about my Lynx is I could just look at it and be happy. I love that wheel, man. It's such a solid piece of kit. I feel like the Lynx is a wheel that will last a lifetime. If that's the only wheel I could ever buy again and there weren't, you know, like progressively better EUCs, then I would be happy with the Lynx. The Lynx is the best wheel ever made. The Falcon is a great wheel. I wouldn't even put it in my top 5, but it is the best 14-inch wheel, that's for sure. No doubt about that. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up part 2 of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love how easily you can idle on this wheel. You can almost stay directly stable. It's so small. The tire is nice and thick diameter. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay in the Zen zone. Something very important I want to talk about were helmets. If you're riding on a small EUC for this, you do not need a motorcycle grade helmet. In fact, I feel like motorcycle helmets can be a hindrance to EUC riders in many ways. I have a clip I'm going to show you guys in the future where to demonstrate that the motorcycle helmet, a lot of them have very crappy visibility, and you need all the visibility you can get on an electric unicycle. That's why the new olders, the TSG, the Predator, they're good helmets. They don't have the best protection, but they're good helmets because they have huge visibility. I could see almost everything. I do have to look down a little bit to see the wheel because of the chin guard, but man, be very careful with the helmet you buy. Try to get if you're gonna get a motorcycle helmet, make sure that motorcycle helmet has as much possible vision as you can get out of a motorcycle helmet. I almost, like if you're getting a small EUC, I would get a TSG or something like this that's more lightweight. This new Olders actually has really good protection as well. I think it's better protection, it's carbon fiber, than the TSG. So definitely guys, your helmet is very important. That going back to the Zen zone, you have more bandwidth for your eyes to use because you don't have the helmets too can be heavy, they can be harder to move. You need mobility, you need visibility, are very important key components in a helmet and protection.